So what I'm going to do is pause here so I can change the name. So let me do that. I'm going to pause. You go to your screen, hit OK to get that cleared. Okay, all right, beautiful. So today is session 6. It's our last session in our 6-week series. Six weeks. Yeah, there you go. And you probably got the little agenda in the email. I'm always looking at my clipboard. So we're going to do, of course, the full form, practice a couple of times. There's some things that we need to refine. We need to do a posture check, our particular stance in bow and arrow, because it can be really crucial in our balance. And I'm trying to also match movement with the breath patterns. Um, we'll have a question and answer addressing any challenges, answer any technique questions that we have, and we're going to get started with our warm-up. So without further ado, wackadoo, I'm going to stand up, move this chair out of the way. Now today I'm going to do the warm-up with my shoes on, and then we'll take a little break, and I take my shoes off for the short form. So not that that's important, but I just thought I'd tell you that. All right. So as with any Tai Chi class, typically we start with a bow. So we do that right fist, that's the sun, and that left palm, that's the moon, and we bow down to one another in respect. Very good. So one of the things in our refinements is posture check. So notice now as you're standing here, is your weight in the front of your foot or at the ball of the feet, or is your weight in the heel of the feet? So kind of notice where you kind of lie here with your weight bearing. Mine mainly is in the heel of the feet, so I have to challenge myself to kind of make it more even. All right, and I'm gonna bring my feet a little bit apart here, and we're gonna start with the breath. So find your belly button, and again, we're gonna go 2 finger widths, the knuckle nearest the palm, and place that underneath where the belly button is. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and then you hop your finger down below. So that's going to be the center of your dantian. You're going to take your center of your palm and place it there. And it can be approximate, okay? And then from here, hand above that, soft bend in the knees, relax those shoulders. As we breathe in, we expand the belly forward as if you're blowing up a balloon. So here we go. Breathe in, belly out. And then exhale, belly button towards your spine. Now, if you would, do a little cough. So you may have noticed a little muscle kind of popped out when you did that cough. This is the area that we're trying to concentrate on. We're expanding out and bringing back in as we breathe in and out. This is called the lower diaphragmatic breathing. It also helps with increasing cerebral spinal fluid flow, which is good for getting rid of the waste in your brain. Typically, that only happens at night during REM sleep, but we can also use a concentrated breath to do that also. So I invite you to place your mind here at your dantian, your dantian. So again, your little cauldron where we fill up like you're going from the bottom all the way to the top of a glass, like you're filling a glass of water, but it's in a little circular shape, about the size of a baseball. So here we go. Let's breathe in, belly out. And then exhale, belly button towards your spine. Again, breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathe in and out. From here, let's interlace the fingers today and do those side lying number 8s with our wrists, those little wrist circles. Again, little bend in the knees while we are here. If you need to stay seated for some of this, just know that's available. Yours may be faster, yours may be slower. And then let's pause and reverse that. And this is where my brain goes haywire because it's like, oh, I'm fighting because it wants to go back to the original direction. I don't know about y'all, but mine's like, wait, this does not feel right. Again, we're creating new neural pathways when we did this. I guess. I don't know. It feels very challenging to me. Very good. And then from here, spin the wrists. Spin the wrists is easier than those little figure 8s, in my opinion, okay? Maybe that's why I need to work on that, right? And then let's reverse that, go the other way. All right, let's do a little something for softening the shoulders, the neck muscles. We do spread the feathers, and seated, it's a little bit different than standing. So spread the hands out and then flex. So it's like you have a little angles going on with your wrists here. And then from here, let's drop an ear towards the shoulder, and you're probably going to feel it in the opposite side. And then lift the chin where the wall meets the ceiling. And then bring the chin back down to heart center. And then over to the other side and back to the center. Now shake the hands, bend the knees. We're going to do that again. So again, spread the feathers. Here we go. Flexed wrist. Let's drop the ear towards the other side. Ooh, notice it feels a little different, yeah? And then lift the chin where the wall meets the ceiling. Bring the chin back down towards the chest, the heart center. And then over to the other side. And then back to the center. And then let's do our shaking gong. So basically bending the knees, shaking the arms. Bring it up. Turn it side to side. Now bring it to where the palms are up, clapping those wrists. Very good. From here, swing the arms, cup the hands, the heavy arms. It's like a heavy-handed swing. Plus bending those knees, tap the shoulders, the upper back. Two more. One more. Very good. Keeping those cupped hands, let's do spinal cord breathing. So we're going to inhale, elbows up. And then exhale, curve the spine, bend the knees. So it's like kind of like standing cat-cow. And again, inhale, elbows up. Big old breath right there. Exhale, curve the spine. Again, inhaling, elbows up, 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 up. Exhale, curve the spine. Let's turn to the side a little bit. So here we go. Inhale, elbows up. Come back to the center. Other side, elbows up. Exhale, back to the center. Let's do the finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And then hands come down the heart center, bringing down the chi. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit because I'm seeing that the top of the room is kind of like not showing, which is always a fine adjustment, right? So from here, now you can't see my feet. Oh, well, we're going to work with that though. Have the feet be a little bit wide because we're going to do salute, earth, and sky. So basically, a little bend in the knees and inhale, raise up. As we exhale, we contract that belly button towards the spine. And here we go. We're going to roll towards the floor. Go where you can comfortably. And then inhale over to the right side. Exhaling over to the left side. Inhaling back to the center and roll it up. Reach up with your chin. And then exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, rise. Belly button tight. Exhale, let's come on down. Good for those hamstrings. Inhaling over to one side. Exhaling over to the other. Inhaling back to the center and roll it up. Ooh, my hip just popped. Raise up. Exhale, bend those knees. Inhaling, rising again. Again, contract that belly button last time. Here we go. Come on down. Inhaling over to one side. Exhaling over to the other. Inhaling back to the center. Roll it up. Nice and tall posture. Exhaling, bend the knees. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. From here, bring down the fists. From here, inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. You guessed it, eagle claw. Inhale back to your chest. Exhale forward. Inhale back to your chest. Exhale out to the side. Open and close 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Other side. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, push it to the sky. Inhale back to your chest. Open up the hand. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale back. Exhale out to the side. Let's do this. Open and close. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back. One more time each side. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Don't lock those knees, folks. Inhale back to your chest. Open up the hand. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale back to your chest. It's great for increasing your mobility. Exhale out to the side. Open and close. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time on this side. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Inhale back to your chest. Open up. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale back to your chest. Exhale out to the side. Open and close. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift over to one side. Step a foot in. Step the other foot in. And next is a little bit business for our knees. So go ahead and clap the hands and place a little heat into those palms. If you're doing kind of like you're making hamburgers or making cookies, that's called ignite the fire. And the other one's like creating a fire, like you're trying to create a fire with that little stick, yeah? Okay, from here, place that heat on the hands, on the knees. Reverse, come up on the pads of the fingers, stimulate those acupressure points, and then tap, tap, tap the side of the knees. And from here, straighten the legs, bend the knees. So it's a knee warm-up. Again, you're doing what you can with what you got today. If you need to take it a little bit easy, that's okay too. Do again what you can today with whatever your body is throwing you today, okay? 2 more, 2, and 1. Woo. From here, step the feet a little wide. You're pointing the toes out towards the corners, and it's basically a hip rotation. Start off small, then go a little bit bigger. There might be some spicy stuff going on. So again, keep it between the easy and ouch. And let's reverse, go the other way. Whew. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Shift your weight over to one side, step a foot in, step the other one in. And from here, let's just basically march in place, heel lifts. It's pumping those calves, continuing that knee warm up. And next we'll do that QiGong detoxing methodology in the form of the big 6. So come a little closer. We're going to be here at our collarbone, stroke across or tap, tap, tap. So I went for my mammogram on Monday, and one of the things they did was an ultrasound in addition to a mammogram, other side. And in part of the ultrasound examination is that they do the ultrasound in your armpit to check your lymph nodes. Oh, I was very fascinated by that. So, of course, I'm looking at the while they're doing this, right? And I'm going, I don't see anything, in my head, right? I don't see any bumps or lumps or that kind of stuff. And again, my lymph nodes were clear. I thought that, wow, that's pretty phenomenal. So then take your hands, spread them out, go in front and in the back of your ear, down the neckline, down the jawline, and make sure you get back here at that occiput also, because lots of lymph node nests there. You may have heard of lymphedema, swelling of the feet, the ankles, the arms, especially if you've had any cancer surgery, because they do get rid of some lymph nodes when they do cancer surgeries, other side. So there's a lot of people that have to really work with, lymphatic drainage in various places. And speaking of the armpits, I was talking about the armpits, was I not? Let's go ahead and get into that area. So again, you can just kind of squeeze, a little soft manipulation, a little tap, tap, tap. Let's do the other side. Here we go. Do whatever's your favorite. You can do little fists in there too, yeah? I make a little sound. We got lots of organs that are kind of like stuck up under here underneath those ribs. So what I like to do, in addition to tapping the tummy, is come here right below that, the curve of the ribs and just pull across on that diaphragm. Sometimes there's like really held tight energy in there. So I just give a little massage. And then I go to town. Here we go. You can chop. You can kind of jiggle. You can, whatever you need to do. Okay. Then we're going to step our feet a little wide. And then where that leg inserts into the torso, this little area here, the iguana crease, we're going to chop the claw, or you can pat. It kind of depends on you. Yeah. And then we've already done a little bit of the warm up for the knees. So step a foot in, then the other. Let's do the back of the knees with that soft stroke. You can also chop or pat. Bottom of the hamstrings, top of the calves. Very good. Come back on up, clap your hands once again. While we're here, we got a few moments. Let's take the middle fingers and thump. I'm gonna move my necklace, thump our thymus to increase T cell production. It's important after you age of 30 that you stimulate this about a minute each day. Notice if it feels tender, okay? Again, T cells, kind of kills the things that go wrong in those lymph node areas. Very good. All right, so let me put the camera back to where you can see the floor a little bit more. We're going to do the blood pressure technique. So with the blood pressure technique, when we're sitting, our legs are straight. But with the blood pressure technique, our toes are pointed out towards the sides of the rooms. So first, let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And then we bring the back of the hands down the heart center and bend the knees, kind of like horse stance. And then we grab the thumbs with the fingers and then inhale, elbows back. And then exhale, bend the knees, arms turn out to the side. Inhaling, up, 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 up. Exhaling, come on down. Grab those thumbs. Here we go. Inhale, elbows back, fists to your armpits. Exhale, turn those arms out to the side. Beautiful. Inhaling, up, up, up. Good for lowering, helping lower or raise that blood pressure. Grab those thumbs. Inhale, elbows back. Exhale, out to the side. One more time. Here we go. Breathe in. Bring it on down. Exhale. Grab those thumbs, elbows back, stand up. Exhale out to the side. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the energy from the heavens back down to your Dante end. Very good. Step a foot in, then the other. Feet nice and kind of wide here, soft bend in the knees, and let's just basically sweep and reach. Add that bend in the knees when you're doing that. You can look forward or you can turn your head as you're doing this. So we're kind of lubricating that spine when we're doing this. Then we're going to switch this into figure 8. So draw a sideline number 8, or cursive 8, I guess they call it. Let's help in our shoulders here. And then let's pause and reverse it. See if your shape seems different. It might. Usually this is where I burp, because it's like, oh, it's getting all those little bubbles out. Not that I'm going to be out loud and gross, okay? I'm not. One more. And then come back to the center, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that chi. All right, so the next one is bone density drops. Now it can be as easy, I'm gonna bring the chair because I'm kind of wiggly. It can be as easy as coming up on the balls of the feet and lowering. So if you don't have brittle bones, maybe you want to add the drop part to it. So raise up and drop. Again, do what you can. 2 more. 1 more. Very good. Next will be our hands to heaven. Again, it's a balancing exercise. So here we are, interlacing the hands here below the dantian. We'll inhale, raise it up, kind of like we do inward to outward. Once it gets to here about chest level, then you start turning it up towards the sky. Reach, reach, reach. And then you're up on your toes. And then exhale, release the hands down. Let's do that again. Interlace the fingers, raise it up. Turn the hands out, reach, 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 reach. Tall, tall, tall. Up on those toes. Stay here, breathe in. Exhaling. Inhale, release. Very good. Gather it up, exhale. Turn those palms out. Inhaling up, 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 up. Stay here, exhale. Inhale, release. Very nice. And again, inhale, circle, sweep arms up and bring down the chi. Another thing we do is in horse stance, again, step those feet wide, turn the feet towards the corners of the room, bend the knees a little bit. We're going to shift our weight and do parry. So when we do this seated in the chair, we're shifting weight from one button to the other, but this one is shifting the weight over to one side versus the other. And then we're going to pause and then wipe it out. Go over that same area in the center. And then wipe it vertical. Again, I try to wipe my arm out and bend that knee in that direction. And then we're going to wipe it in. And if you want a little more vigor, make fists. Bring the elbows a little bit more across. Getting into those lungs a bit. And then bring it back on top, back on the coffee table service. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. From here, step a foot in, step the other. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. So next is knock on the door of life. So a lot of folks, when they do this, it's basically side to side. But what I like to do when we do this is I like to lift that heel and twist a little more. So you kind of have to figure out which one's better for you. So I don't like to have the leg be still when I twist. So I like adding the heel lift. Add a little bit more twist. So let's bring it more here in the waist area. So we get those kidneys, the liver, the spleen, the gallbladder. And then let's move it to our chest and upper back for the lungs, the heart. And if you can, upper back. Can't quite reach in the back on that one. Bring it down, back to the chest. And then back to the waist. So the dantian, the place where the dantian was, we have a corresponding place there in the backside of the body. It's called a mingming, and that's the location of the knocking on the door of life. And again, make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. From here, shake the legs super fast. Shake, shake, shake. And then just shake the arms. Faster you can shake, the higher the frequency, the better for the cells. And then bounce up and down. Again, kind of loosey-goosey arms here. All right, beautiful. Step those feet out once again. Toes towards the corners of the room, knees bent. From here, inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down open palms as you exhale. And then inhale, bring it across. Exhale out to the side. Inhale up and over. And exhale. Now we're going to bring the other arm across. This is swallow flies to its nest. Breathe in. Exhale out to the side. Inhale up and over. And exhale. Let's do the poem. Swallow flies east. Breathe in. Swallow flies west. Breathe out. Swallow flies up and over. Breathe in. And exhale. Lands in its nest. Back to the center. One more time. Swallow flies east. Exhaling. Swallow flies west. Inhaling. Up and over. And then lands in its nest. And then back to the center. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that chi. Very good. So I don't think we've done this one. This one requires us, if you're able, to bring the feet kissing each other. Okay. And this is a kind of a very subtle one. There's a tree pose in Tai Chi, but it's different than the tree pose in yoga. So imagine yourself a tall willow tree, and there's a wind coming. And of course, those that kind of move with the wind will not break. So have the arms out to the side, and just imagine the top of your head, you're starting to draw a circle with your entire body. So it's a little bit of foot manipulation going on here. I can't quite do this one, but I thought we'd try it. And notice what you notice about you and your challenges with your feet, if you have some. Now, this would be most definitely easier to do if your feet are a little bit more apart. But the challenge is to bend with the wind. Now let's pause and try by the other direction. Very good. And then make it smaller if you can. Smaller and smaller. Let's end that with a circle sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. All right, let's prepare our feet in eagle stance. And again, if that's not comfortable for you, maybe you want to have your feet a little bit apart, and that's okay too. And we'll be doing the various mother forms. So let's start first with center and sink. So we're going to bend our knees and then inhale up, exhale lower. So center and sink. Inhale, float it to about waist level. Draw it in towards you. Exhale, bend the knees lower, as if you're floating on water. Again, inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Relax those shoulders. Again, inhaling up. Exhale, lower. Let's turn that into upward downward. So bring it up to the shoulder level. Breathe in. Draw it towards you. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, rise. Draw it towards you. Exhale, float it down. Again, inhale, rise. Draw it towards you. Exhale, float it down. Let's do one more of those. Inhaling up. Draw it towards you. Slowly exhale. Now inward, outward. So hands underneath the dantian. Breathe in. Stand up. Draw it out to the side. Exhale, bend the knees, float it down. Let's do that inward, outward again. Inward, bring it in. At the eye level, draw it out. Exhale, float it down. Again, inhaling up. Draw it out. Exhale, float it down. From here, stand up nice and tall. Bring your hands onto your chest. Maybe step your feet a little wider. And then bring the arms out in front of you. Now try to have the elbows lower, the shoulders relax, and bring out the fingers just a little bit. So this is called the Tai Chi stance also. Again, bend in the knees, shoulders over the hips kind of in line with the ankles. little bend in the knees. The knees are not aligned with the hips in this example. See if I can show this a little. So again, I got a little bend in my knees here. So from here, inhale, open up, rise up. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands in. Again, shoulders relax, elbows down. Inhale, just spread them out. Exhale, float it in. Again, breathe in, expanding. And exhaling. Now let's stay here. Bent knees. You're gazing in between the space between the fingers. Elbows lowered. Shoulders relax. You might feel a buildup of the tension happening in this circle of our arms. We're basically completing an energy circle when we're doing this type of formation because there's, we have this circle going on here. You might feel a bit of sensation increasing or occurring. So from here, we'll start the cleansing meditation. So imagine healing light entering through the crown of your head, and it's saturating every cell of your body with that healing sunshine. So feel that healing energy enter inside of you, all the way from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes. Every organ, every muscle, every joint, every layer of your skin. So we're getting brighter and brighter as we continue to breathe in and breathe out. So breathe in the light, breathe in the healing. See it, feel it everywhere. So imagine your body fully healed and whole, new again. Breathe in that feeling. Now, straighten your legs, bring the arms out to the side, and point the fingers down at an angle. So from here, imagine toxins kind of flowing out the tips of the fingers here. Feel that physical or maybe emotional release happening here. As we stay here just a few moments, don't lock those knees though, okay? Relax the shoulders, point those fingers down towards the earth. Very good. And shake it out. Shake it out. Very good. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up and bring down the chi. Very good. Let's take a sip of water. Also, if you are in shoes and want to shift to some other kind of footwear, this is the time to do that. So that's my cue. I'm going to take off my tennis shoes and just be in my socks today. Whoa, the camera went crazy. I'll get that fixed here in just a sec. I think I will. Y'all get a sip of water while I get a sip of water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my video and turn it right back on. Same good. And then come back on. There we go. That's how you do it. Sometimes we have these, when you come up to the camera, it doesn't know what it's doing. Yeah. So again, I'm going to go ahead and pause recording and see if there's a. Welcome back. I answered a few offline questions, and now we're going to be working on the form. So again, we're going to do some refinements here. I'm looking at my agenda, the posture check, the stance depth, the position of our feet in bow and arrow. So let me stand up, move this chair out of the way, my squeaky chair. I may have to adjust my camera too, to make sure the feet are being shown. You know what I'm going to do here real quick? Let me pause the recording once more. Sorry about that. Okay, so I changed my name here at the bottom so it wouldn't be here interrupting. Oh my gosh, I got white socks on. Can you all see that? Is that okay? Yes, no, barefoot? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So bow and arrow. Okay, so we're in eagle stance. We've shifted over, we stepped out, we turned a foot, we turned a foot, we do this, do we do this? We're stepping out. And so the first bow and arrow is forward facing y'all. So what happens a lot of time when we step the foot forward, there's a lot of weight in the forward foot. In other words, they call it plunking. Is that, because you kind of plunk, you make a little plunk sound. So again, it's the stuff about empty step. So Again, we did this. We stepped out, we turned the foot, up, down, and then we've turned this foot, we've got the ball, so we shifted the weight over into the bent knee side, and we're getting ready to step into bow and arrow. So what happens is a lot of people, when they step the foot forward, in addition to plunking, they may pretend that they're a surfer. So they just bring it right here in front. So what's wrong with this? So there's no space between the forward foot and the back foot. So again, the surfer thing, yes? Because you're on a narrow surface when you're on a surfboard. But for Tai Chi, I'm gonna have my fingers on the wall here, you need to have that foot wider so you have a more stable stance. So that is a lot of beginners and mine challenges. When you watch Alan's video, then I'll send you a clip of Alan's video. You'll see how pretty, oh my gosh, how pretty his stance is. So he's out here, he's got his bent knee, and he just like floats that foot forward, and it's super wide between them, and then bends and turns that Tai Chi ball. Okay, so let me again move this just a little bit. So that's the thing on bow and arrow. So when we get to bow and arrow, the first time we practice, think about going wider as you bring that heel, bow, toe, shift the weight. Maybe even wider, heel, bow, toe, shift the weight. So you can kind of go back and forth and notice how stable you feel with a wider stance as opposed to surfboard stance. Do you feel necessarily as stable when that leg is more kind of aligned with your hips or with your center? So again, it's out to the side, forward and back. That's going to make it look prettier. Not that we want our poses to look prettier, but it's also going to make you feel a little bit more stable and help you with your balance, all right? So again, that's the thing with bow and arrow. Leg more out, maybe not so much way out. Yeah, you're not trying to do a lunge, okay? It's, basically, let me get over here and heel, ball, toe, shift forward, shift back. We do that similar movement when we're doing ward off, roll back, push, pull back, and push. So it's again, weight bearing on the back leg, weight bearing on the forward leg. So I'm going to turn sideways and basically be in my second bow and arrow. So, okay, I'm gonna face here, step it out, gather my Tai Chi ball. Okay, so here we go. So I've got it out here. Now let's pretend this is ward off instead. So that would mean I have a hand here in front of my chest. Let me get in the window, and the other hand here by my hip. So again, I'm looking at my feet here. Are they wide apart? Maybe I need to make that front one a little bit wider. I just went ahead and did that. Okay, so here I am in ward off. I'm going to shift my weight to this back leg and roll back and then push into the palm. My weight's in that forward leg now. Shift the weight to the back leg. Shift the weight forward. So here's always the catchy thing. You got to shift your weight into that back leg, lift that back heel. Then you're going to turn empty of weight, this back leg, turn it pointing towards the front of the room. So most of the weight, I'd say 70% of the weight is in that forward leg. It looks kind of feels weird, right? And then you're making a circle with your hands, shifting your weight to your back leg now, continuing that circle. Once it gets up here to about the shoulder level, toe, ball, heel. I kind of exaggerated there. Draw it in and down. And then circle, sweep arms up. So I'm going to pause here for questions and any clarity. But y'all keep your... Okay, so let's just kind of go through and y'all pipe in if you have any questions, because we need to like clarity and all that. So we're going to start in eagle stance, which is feet out towards the corners, heels together. Again, you're going to make this comfortable for you. So let me see what it looks like here in the, let me come forward a little bit. You know what? Let me raise the camera up. There's not a sweet spot in how you do the camera. That's the problem. In order to see from the floor up to, way above you, yeah? Okay, I'm in the middle. I'm going to scoot over just a little bit because we're going to go over to the right side. So we're going to start eagle stance. So breathe in, then exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, rise, and then exhale. We're going to shift over into that left side, and then we're going to step the right foot out, heel ball toe, shift the weight over to the right side, turn that left foot in, shift the weight, turn that right foot in, and come back to the center. Now it's center and sync time. The knees are bent. Inhale, raise it up to about hip level. Exhale, float it down. Here's upward, downward. Inhale, up, 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 up. Exhale, float it down. Now we're shifting the weight over to the left side. Turn the right foot. That's empty of weight. Right hand goes on top, left hand underneath. And then shift your weight over to the right side. Here comes first bow and arrow. Now again, I'm not trying to have the foot in front of my other leg. It's supposed to be out to the side. So I'm empty of weight, all the leg and weight in that right foot, heel ball toe. And then shift your weight forward. Turn the Tai Chi ball. Turn your chest. And then shift your weight to the right foot. Lift the left toes. Turn it parallel. And then shift your weight to the left foot. Here's the second bow. I'm going to turn my foot out a little bit and then heel ball toe. And then press the hand in front of my chest, hand by my hip. That's ward off. And then shift your weight back to the left side and push into the hand. Bend the elbows, shift back. Inhale, push forward. Exhale, push back, lift the heel, turn on the heel, lift the foot, turn on the heel to where that foot is straight forward. I'm making a circle with my hands, shift the weight to the right foot. And then once the hands get up to that shoulder level, toe ball heel, bring the hands in and float it down. Shift your weight over to the right foot. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. We're supposed to do inward, outward, inward, and outward. Now we shift the weight over to the right side, turn that left foot out, step it in. Okay, so any questions on that? Yes, no, maybe so. Thumbs up.
Better.
Okay.
It's better.
All right. So now I'm going to confuse you even more. Let's try that with me facing you. Okay. So here we are with the eagle stance. Breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, rise. Exhaling, shifting the weight over into the whatever leg that is. I don't know what it is. And then heel ball toe, shift the weight, turn the foot, turn the other foot, come back to the center. Let's do center and see. The knees are bent. Inhaling, rise up to about hip level. Exhale, float it down. Let's go up to shoulder level. Breathe in. Exhale, float it down. From here, shift your weight, turn your foot, hand on top, hand below. Shift your weight into that turn foot side. Here's your first bow and arrow. So we're going to bring that leg forward, heel ball toe. All that weight is in that back leg. Then you shift your weight to the forward foot. You turn the ball at the same time. Turn your hips to the front of the room. And then shift to the back foot. Lift the toe. Turn to parallel. Yeah? Then shift to the parallel foot. Here's your second bow and arrow. So you got to turn the foot out to the side a little bit and then step forward. I just kind of plunked there. I plunk also, okay? And then we're going to go into ward off. Bend the knee, hand in front of your chest, hand by your hip. You're protecting your body. It's a martial arts type of thing. Then shift your weight back, roll back. You kind of turn your waist a little bit too. And then press into your palm. Weights in that forward knee. Weights in the back leg now as you shift back. And then press forward. When you come back this next time, you lift the toes and you start turning from the dantian basically to the front of the room. You have that toe pointing to the front of the room. You make that circle. You're shifting the weight to that back leg and you step back, toe ball heel, drop back into the center and down. Now inward, upward, and outward. Shift your way over to the side that you started with. turn the foot, step it in. All right, so that was 12 on that one side. Any questions? Any clarification needed?
I don't seem to ever have my feet, when you bring them back together, my feet are never next to one another. They're always apart. I must not be stepping somewhere close enough together or stepping too far out.
In what section is that?
Well, when you came back and your feet are parallel, mine never seem to be parallel.
When we're doing this,
Well, it's kind of whenever you're like, when you're bringing your ball around to the front, like it's, my feet are, whenever you say they're parallel, mine are never parallel.
Okay, well, keep your audio on and say, this is the place. I know, okay? And then I can kind of give you some, stop right there and give some little technical stuff, okay?
Okay.
So
I think it was better when your back was towards me, I guess.
Right, maybe. Right. But I wanted to show also the front view.
So yeah, that's the thing. I like to see your hands too.
So you can see, you know, this thing.
Yes.
So you are at a, let's see, you can't see that, can you? Okay.
Yeah, no, I can.
We are at a weird angle here because you know you're in the bow and arrow. You come back and you're getting ready. Here we go. We're lifting the heel, and then we're turning to make sure that that bow and arrow foot is pointing straight forward. So you got that weight here. It's kind of awkward, and you're drawing that circle, shifting the weight to that foot, bringing it back. Toe ball heel, draw it in. Is this what you're talking about?
Okay, well, yeah, okay, then you just moved your feet to be parallel there, kind of.
So, but sometimes that does not happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding.
So that's what happens to me. So it's like I'll find myself, and it takes practice. I'll find myself one foot's more forward than the other. I'm going, oh my gosh, okay, they're not.
Yeah, and then I find myself just correcting.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay when we start out. But the fun part or the odd part about this, okay, so we're in our bow and arrow, all right? We've done that. So we're shifting back and turning that foot. And then again, it's where your weight bearing is. Is your weight in the back heel or is it in the forward foot?
I have it in the heel.
Okay, so 70% of it needs to be in this particular sequence, this move needs to be in that forward leg. So you're drawing that circle, bringing it back, then you're shifting your weight to that back foot. And this is where most of the weight is in the back leg now. And then you're going to step the foot back. You're going to estimate toe, ball, heel, and then draw it back in. And then you're looking at it going, okay, well, I can kind of correct it a little bit maybe. And then, yeah, that's where people will be doing, I had that same question, by the way, corrections is, or they'll be doing like, oh, it feels odd in my body. And you look at it, and it's like, it's okay. So just as long as you're not tweaking your knee, right?
Yeah, see that. Yeah, my knees are ouchy. So
okay. All right. Any other questions I need to answer on this? Anybody else having a similar issue? Yes? No? Yes, Miss Carol? Yeah. Okay. So let's do this again. This time we're going to go on the other side. I'm going to turn around. I don't think we've done this side, have we? I don't know. We'll see. We haven't finished it. We've only done 12. And we're going to do the other 12. Here we go. So we're going to act like we're starting from the beginning. So again, eagle stance, toes pointing out, that little angle going on. Woo, here we go. Bend the knees. And then inhales, rise up. Exhale, bend the knees. We're going to shift the weight into that right foot, step out, heel, ball, toe, shift the weight. Turn the foot. Turn the other foot. Y'all got this part down pat. Come back to the center. Now, my feet right now are not even. I'm just going to tell you that. One's a little shifted forward. So I'm just going to sneak it back there. There we go. So here we go. Center and sink. And exhale. Upward, downward. Oh, I think I messed up there. We're going to continue. Shifting the weight into the right foot. Lift that left toe. Left hand on top. Right hand on bottom. Shift your weight. And then from here, bow and arrow, heel, ball, toe, shift the weight, turn the ball, turn the hips, shift to the back leg, lift the toe, pivot the foot towards parallel, shift your weight to the parallel foot. Now it's the second bow and arrow. You got to turn the foot out a little bit and heel, ball, toe, and then ward off. Shift forward, hand in your chest, hand at the hip. Shift to your back leg, roll it back, and then push into the palm, lift it, come back. Always forget this one, and push it forward. Now we're going to lift the toes and turn at the heel. Most of the weight is in that forward leg. Make that circle. Here's the awkward part right here. Awkward legs. Shift the weight to the back leg, the left leg. Hands come up, toe, ball, heel. Maybe they're parallel, maybe they're not. My feet are super wide here. Let's do inward, outward. Inhaling up, exhale out. Shift your weight over to the left foot, step that right foot out, and then step the left foot in. Let's do finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and bring down the chi. All right, I'm entertaining any questions you might have on that side. Should be like the other side, both sides, yeah? Yes, no? Maybe so. Okay. Are y'all up for me doing this without the words, or do you want the words? W for words.
Need audio.
Continue
Need
audio.
audio.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to try to coordinate this with the breath. We'll see how that works. Okay. So it might be a little faster. So, okay. Let me see where we are in the camera. Okay. We'll be going over to the right-hand side and then over to the left-hand side. Here we go. So we're in that nice tall posture, weight evenly distributed in the feet. Feet needs to be comfortable. It doesn't necessarily have to be heels touching, but make it comfortable, okay? Always make it comfortable. We're going to breathe in, tall posture. Exhale, bend the knees. So this is preparation stance, eagle stance. Breathe in, up, up, up. Exhale, bend the knees. Shifting the weight into the left side, we're going to step that right foot out, heel, ball, toe, shift the weight. Turn that left foot, shift the weight over to the left foot, turn the right foot in. Then come back to the center. Now it's center and sink. So inhale, straighten up, hands at the hips. Exhale, float it down. Upward, downward. Here we go. Up, up, up to the shoulders. Draw out, exhaling. We're going to shift the weight over to the left side, lift the right toe, right hand on top. There's your ball. Shift your weight into the ball foot. Now we're going to do bow and arrow. So here we go, wide bow and arrow. Heel, ball, toe. And then shift your weight to the front. Turn your ball. Your hips also turn. Then shift to that right foot. Lift your left toe. Turn it parallel. Weight into the parallel foot. Now we're going to do the second bow and arrow. Turn the foot out a little bit. Heel, ball, toe. And then go into split the ball into ward off. And then roll it back. Push into the hand first. Shift your weight back, fingers up. One more. Push it forward. And then as you push it back, lift the toes. Turn the foot to pointing straight ahead. Make that circle with the hands. Once you are over here on that left side, shift your weight to the right leg. Arms go up to about shoulder height. Toe, ball, heel. Draw it in. Bend the knees. Now we do inward, outward. So inward, up, 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 up. Exhaling out. Bend the knees. From here, shift your weight over to the right side. Step the left foot out. Step that right foot in. We start over. Inhaling up. And then exhale down. We're shifting the weight into the right side. Immediately step that left foot out. Heel, ball, toe. Shift your weight. Turn that right foot. Shift your weight back to the right foot. Turn the left foot. Come back to the center. Here we go. Center and sink. Inhaling up. Exhale, lower. Upward, downward. Breathe in. Drag it towards you. And exhale. We're shifting the weight over into the right side. Turn that left foot, left hand on top. And then shift your weight over into the Tai Chi ball side. Now we're going to take that bow and arrow, step it forward, heel, ball, toe. Now shift your weight to the front of the room, turn your ball, and then shift your weight back. And I have totally forgot what I'm supposed to do. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh, that can happen, right? All right, sorry about that. Let's start back over here on the left side. Let's do that again. Let me look at my agenda. What did I miss here? I don't know what I missed. The second bow and arrow, that's what it was. Okay, see, now even teachers are gonna get messed up. Let's do that again. So bend the knees, inhaling up, exhaling, shifting into that right side, step the foot out, turn the foot in, turn the other foot in, come back to the center, center and sink, inhaling up, exhaling lower. Upward, downward, inhaling up, 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 exhaling. Shift the weight into that right foot, turn that left foot, form your Tai Chi ball, shift your weight. Then you're going to take your right foot, heel, ball, toe, and then shift your weight to the front of the room. Make your Tai Chi ball. Shift your weight back, lift the toe, turn the foot parallel. Shift your weight into the parallel foot. Now it's second bow and arrow. Turn that foot out a little bit, heel, ball, toe, and then shift your weight to where you're doing ward off, and then roll it back, and then press into the palms, and then shift your weight back. My weight's a little bit too wide here. Shift a little forward. Now here we go. We're going to lift the toes, turn those toes to be pointing straight, and then make that circle with your arms. Once it gets to about shoulder level, the weight's in that left side. Toe ball, heel, come back to the center and sink. Let's do inward and outward. From here, shift your weight over into the left side, turn that right foot out, step your left foot in, and let's do finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and exhaling. Okay, what do y'all think? Except for me messing up a couple of times. Any questions? No, yes? Oh, thank you, Rich. That was very nice. Okay, so do y'all want to do it one more time? Yes? Come on, Carol, give me a thumbs up. All right, here we go. Do you want me face away or face towards you?
Towards us.
Ooh, okay, here comes the challenge. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let's change something here. I'm gonna take off my socks. Might be better. I needed to have my black socks on, maybe. I don't know. All right. I don't know if that's any better. Okay. All right, so we're in our eagle stance. Feet out. Tall posture. Let's just breathe in right here. And as we exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend the knees. We're sinking over into the right side, your left side. Step that foot out, heel, ball, toe, shift your weight. Turn the foot, shift your weight, turn your foot, come back to center. And do center and sink, inhaling up, exhaling. Let's do upward, downward. Inhaling up to the shoulders, exhaling. We're going to shift the weight over into that left side, turn the other foot, shift forward. Then we're going to do that bow and arrow. So it's going to come forward a little wide. Heel, ball, toe. Now shift your weight to the front of the room, turn your ball. Your chest also is turned. You shift your weight to the back leg, lift the toes, turn that foot parallel. Now shift your weight into the parallel foot and do the second bow and arrow. Turn the foot out a little bit, heel, ball, toe, and then ward off to where the hand is in front, hand by your hip, then shift your weight back, roll it back, and push into the palm. Shift your weight to the back leg, push it forward again. Now this time, shift your weight to that back leg, lift the toes, turn that foot to where it's going to go a little forward. So you're making that circle. And then once you have made that circle, you shift your weight to that back leg, lift it up to the shoulder, toe, ball, heel, come back to the center, sink that weight down. And let's do, oh gosh, sorry, this is where I lose it right here. Inward and outward. We're going to shift our weight over into one side, turn the foot, step it in, and start again. So inhaling up, exhale, lower. Shifting your weight into the right leg, step the foot out, heel ball toe, turn the foot in, turn the other foot in, back to the center. Let's center and sink. Inhaling up, exhaling. Up to the shoulders, and exhaling. Shift your weight over into the right side, lift the other foot. Here we go, forming that ball, shift that weight. Here's your bow and arrow on this side. Heel ball toe, and then shift the weight forward, turn the ball, turn the waist, shift your weight back, lift the toes, make it parallel. All right, so here's your second bow and arrow. Heel ball toe, then ward off. Very good. Shift your weight back and push hands. Shifting your weight back again. And one more time, push it forward. But this time, drag your foot back a little bit and then turn the foot. And we're going to shift the weight to the back leg, make that circle. Once it gets to about hip level, shoulder level, toe, ball, heel, drag it into the center and down. We're going to do inward, outward, and out. Now you shift your weight over, turn your foot, step it in, then you do the finishing breath. Then you do that right fist and that left palm, bow down. Okay, I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Let's go ahead and put it on gallery view. Let me stop the recording though when we do that. So this concludes our practice of Yang style short form 12 beginners Tai Chi level 1. Man, that's a long title, isn't it? Thank you all for coming and participating, or maybe you had to watch the videos. I'm also sending you in a follow-up email the evaluation form, so y'all got to fill that out so you get this last video, okay? Just a little heads up, next Thursday, November 20th at 1 p.m. Central Time, go check out my Facebook Live. We'll be doing chair Tai Chi ball QiGong, and then we'll spend 7 to 10 minutes doing the Yang style short form, those of you that have learned that. So we'll do both modalities in that class. So again, thank you for supporting Veterans Yoga Project during this Veterans Gratitude effort. Appreciate the donations to keep the classes free. All right, so bye y'all.